Lewis Hart for The Ring magazine, joined here today at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium with Conor Benn, back where you shared the ring with Chris Eubank Jr on April 27th, and you do it again November 15th. First, Conor, good to see you. How's things? How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Life's good. Just excited to get the press conference underway and get fight night here ready.
Yeah, good stuff. Look, before we start the interview talking about the fight, obviously see today you're wearing the Man City shirt, obviously in tribute to Ricky Hatton, who tragically passed the weekend just gone. As you see there, a tribute to him, and I'm sure you echo the words of how much, I guess, impact he had on your career and life in general, and as you speak for many people of the British public.
Yeah, I mean, Ricky's my hero. He was a hero to many. My condolences with the family, man. It's I can't imagine how much they're all hurting, because it echoes pain. I think everybody around the nation, around the world, held Ricky in high regard. He made us all feel at home. He made me feel at home personally. He'd always check in on me. He always had love for me, and he welcomed me in. I won't be where I'm today about the man and his support early on in my career.
And when you see how many tributes there has been, and I spoke to Eddie Hearn there, and he said that no one ever had a bad word to say about him, which is that's very rare in boxing. It shows how special of a man he was.
You can't even say in boxing.
Yeah.
It's very rare you meet somebody who no one hears a bad word about. I've never heard a bad word about Ricky said anything. He's a man of. He just lit up the room any room he walk in. He'd always make me smile. He made me laugh. He's my hero, man, and I've got so much love for Ricky. I've got so much love for the family, and yeah, I can't imagine what the family are going through. But it was really hard. Still hard to process. I just said love to the family, and anything you guys need, I'm here.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. There's some lovely words there. But yeah, touching on obviously today, you see Chris Eubank Jr again for the first time since April 27th. I guess how does it feel having the press conference, and I guess what are you expecting out there in what the best half an hour time?
I ain't really thinking about it, to be honest, mate. I mean, ultimately, he's going to try his antics, but for me, I'm not really. It's just part of the game. It's just part of media. Ultimately, I'm going to go back to the gym and prepare diligently and work extremely hard to make sure I get my hand raised November 15th.
Do you find it, I guess, boring now? Because
it's a bit boring, yeah.
You went for it all in the first fight, and it's like, what can you do different?
I mean, there's no doubt going to do something different. He may bring in some eggs. He may. It's what he does, and I rate it, to be fair, because he knows how to sell a fight. So I'll take my hat off to him. But apart from that, I'll just go back to the gym, work it extremely hard, and make sure I come with my hand raised.
Does that build-up give you experience as well?
Of course it does. That's my second 12-rounder.
But I mean, like the build-up of it, regardless of the fight.
The build-up, it wasn't like a normal build-up. There was a lot of emotions and feeling running high. It was my first fight back in the UK for three years. It was my first fight back home since the whole case through the whole adversity. It was there was a lot more to it than just me jumping in the ring on the night and facing Chris. It was there's a lot of emotions running high. So as the Chris and the antics, and it's great. I love it. It's the egg slap. I rated it because I wouldn't have done it personally. I just wish I got my hands on him in the moment. Yeah.
And when you look back at the fight now, those 12 rounds, albeit not getting your hand raised, do you feel like you take a lot of confidence when it goes into this rematch?
Yeah, I know I can hurt him, which I knew I could do anyway. He's trickier, he's crafty, he's smarter than I thought.
Okay. And after those 12 rounds, do you feel like you learn a lot about yourself in a sense? Like everyone knows that they've got that. Everyone could always say that they've got that dog in them, but for you to prove it as well, do you feel like you learnt that a lot about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, listen, everyone could talk about it, but until you've actually done it, you're delusional. A lot of people going, "Oh, you're just cashing out. You're just jumping up in. You're jumping up in two weights. You're you're out your depth. You got to remember he's been with like Billy Joe, George Groves, James DeGale, Ildrim, and these names at his weight, Liam Smith, twice. So you sit there and you look at his resume. He's got a good resume in comparison to mine. I was a prospect contender. And I'll prove my worth at 160. So I'm just excited to get back down to 147 after this fight and do more damage where the weight I should be fighting at.
Was there anything that that Chris done that you didn't expect or thought
No,
would be?
he's crafty in there.
Yeah.
He works smart. He works smart in there. And that just comes down to experience. So you're just going to get a more experienced Ben in there.
After 12 rounds like that, do you have respect for Chris?
I have respect for the fight we put on. I have respect for him in battle. I don't necessarily like him as a person. But then again, you ain't got to like everybody, and I don't have to like anybody. But there's respect in battle. Yeah, I respect him for putting up the fight he did. You know, because a lot of fights under-deliver. There's a lot of hype, a lot of talk, and then when it comes to it, you know, it's it's like watching paint dry. So, you know, I think for me and Chris, we fought with our hearts in there, and I take my hat off to him for giving me that level of fight.
Is it hard to watch the fight back?
In what regards?
Like, knowing I guess you didn't win, is it hard in that sense when you put it all on the line? Like,
Yeah, I know, it's still sore, yeah.
yeah, of course, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, I don't mean that in a rude way.
No, yeah, well, you do, yeah.
No. Yeah, but like,
No, yeah,
it's hard. Yeah, that's
no one likes to lose, do they? I don't prepare to lose.
yeah. No, of course. And obviously, a big talking point of the first fight was Chris Eubank Sr. Coming out of the car and that whole ordeal. Do you expect him to be involved in this second fight or rematch?
Do I expect him to hold? The only person that can make it happen is Turk Al-Sheikh, like he did first time round. The fight wouldn't have happened without Turk Al-Sheikh's involvement.
Okay, good stuff. Look, Conor, appreciate you taking the time to speak to me. And all the best on November 15th. Thank you. Cheers.